This is gonna blow your mind. News, ghosts, travel, and pop culture all in one show. Ready to dive in? Let's go. From breaking headlines and eerie encounters to epic European adventures and the latest pop culture craziness, nothing's off limits. Robert, Crew, and Julie bring shock, laughs, and those wait, seriously? Moments every episode. Hit subscribe, join the fun, and ride the chaos with us. This is the Robert and Crew Show, Season 7 Unleashed.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm your co-host, Crew Nye.
And I'm your co-host, Julie.
So, Crew Nye, why did you name that tonight?
Because we are talking about Bill Nye. Who is that guy?
Bill Nye, who is that
This
guy?
science guy.
That
song is very catchy.
One of mine, and of course Rob's, childhood
And mine.
favorite sitcoms to watch back in the day. Now, why is that, Rob?
Well, I used to be able to watch them in school all the time. Bill Nye the Science Guy was in every science teacher's classroom ever, being put on the TV when the teacher didn't want to do any work. Bill Nye the Science Guy came on the classroom TV, and it was some of the most fun things I've ever watched in my life.
I would watch him at home or at school all the time, and I'd be like, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, man, you come home and he's on PBS at like 4 and 5 p.m.
Right.
Yep.
But before we dig deep on some vignettes about Bill Nye, and I dig deep into, the info I have, let's talk about our favorite moments from Bill Nye.
So one of my favorite moments from Bill Nye was, do you remember when he had to do the testing for buoyancy and he uses the egg and what's the egg and something else, but one of them floats and the other one sinks, and the egg, everybody thinks the egg's going to float, but the egg sinks. And the can of soda floats.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I do remember that.
That was one of my favorite ones. And then also when he's explaining lava.
One of my favorite things each episode is whenever he would get excited. I'm like, all right, let's go and do this experiment. Every single time. I don't know why, but it's the excitement about science. He would always make me want to learn more about science.
Well, yeah, because he always could hold your attention. He always was doing something that was cool and fun.
Yeah. Wonder what he's doing nowadays.
Well, he had his own talk show on Netflix for a while. It was like the rated R version of Bill Nye.
Okay.
Now,
one of the things I remember is him talking about electricity.
Yeah.
That was always pretty cool.
There was a short in a reel kind of like form on YouTube where he was explaining different ways you can tie your shoe, which I thought was cool. And it's like educational for like kids. But let's get deep into
Just a second, brother. Just a second. You mentioned a video of Bill Nye tying shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's this video right here.
When you tie your shoes, everyone please, you do right over left, left over right. Then just pay attention. When you make the bows, you can do it either as I'm doing it now by making one bite, one loop, wrapping it, or if you're a bunny ear person, you want 2 bunny ears, that's fine. But when you tie it, please, let's have a square bow. I claim that when you tie a square bow and pull it tight, there's a fabulous verb, when you dress it, when you dress the knot squarely, it will stay tied all day. You don't need to double knot it. You don't need to have this clump of string hanging on your shoe. And what's it do? It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart when I see half the people in the world with asymmetrical shoe knots. When you tie your shoe, everyone, please, you do.
You know what though? I still double knot my shoes today.
Yeah, I do too sometimes.
I'll triple knot my shoelaces.
Bill and I would be so upset with you.
Right. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and dig deep into Bill Nye. Bill Nye, also known as the Science Guy, is a prominent figure known for popularizing science through his engaging television shows and books. He earned a mechanical engineering degree from Cornell University, worked as a mechanical engineer at Boeing, and later transitioned to entertainment. He is best known for his PBS children's science show, Bill Nye the Science Guy, and has also hosted The Eyes of Nye, and has a show on Netflix. He is also the author of Bill Nye's Great Big World of Science, Key Aspects of Bill Nye's Career. Early career. Nye worked as a mechanical engineer at Boeing, specializing in hydraulic systems on 747s. He also pursued stand-up comedy and worked on the Seattle-based program Almost Live, where he gained recognition for correcting the pronunciation of gigawatt. Bill Nye the Science Guy, this PBS show, which ran from 1993 to 1999, aimed to make science fun and accessible for children. The show has been praised for inspiring a love of science in a generation of viewers, and for its impact on viewers pursuing careers in science and related fields. Other television projects beyond Bill Nye the Science Guy has hosted The Eyes of Nye, which focused on more advanced scientific topics, and has a show on Netflix. Advocacy and writings. Nye is a vocal advocate for science education and has written several books, including Bill Nye's Great Big World of Science, which aims to explain science to a young audience. Personal life. Nye has spoken for publicly about his family's history with ataxia, a hereditary neurological condition. He is also involved in raising awareness and support for the National Ataxia Foundation. That's what I have on Bill Nye.
So he's done quite a bit for the community, and he's also had a couple different shows. I know he was also on a TV series. I don't remember which one, but he played the father of a crime scene investigator, I'm pretty sure.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember exactly
What
what
show?
it was. Yeah.
What TV show was Bill Nye on where he played the father of a crime scene investigator?
father of Patterson on the blind spot.
He played who?
Bill Nye played Ian Patterson, the dad of Jane Doe's brother Roman, in the TV show Blind Spot. His character appeared in a few episodes, giving some backstory to the siblings' messed up childhood.
So there you go. So Bill Nye has played in a couple different TV shows. Definitely did a lot for the kids growing up. As we said, we all watched him in school. Each and every one of us watched him in school at some point. And then if you didn't watch him at school, you were sitting there with your own kids watching him on PBS. After,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Nye. So you said Bill Nye was a stand-up comedian at first?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
it's
not exactly at
why he's
first.
so funny.
Not exactly at first. He was more of lines of let's see, where was it? Before he did stand-up comedy, he worked as a mechanical engineer at Boeing, specializing in hydraulic systems on 747s.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So he worked on planes first.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know he worked for Boeing.
Me neither.
So that's pretty interesting to me, especially since, if you've ever flown on a plane, you've flown on a Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of the coolest things you can remember about Bill Nye?
Well, besides a song, there's a lot I could go over, but one of my favorite ones is when he talks about electricity, the different locations he would take you in each episode, which was pretty cool. And just showing us a lot of different like scientific experiments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's see if I can find that list that I pulled from that, was my favorite experiments he's done. So give me a moment. If I can find that list, because I had it here.
Oh, I sent you a reel the other day, and he was talking with a boy, and they were doing, now I can't remember exactly what he was showing the little boy, but it was so neat looking.
That's cool. I'll have to really.
Okay. Hold up. I just found it. Okay, there's 4 that I like that he did. All right, his tornado in a bottle.
Yeah, for sure.
He was demonstrating a vortex dynamics in a plastic bottle filled with water and glitter. His baking soda volcano, showing chemical reactions and geological processes using baking soda and vinegar, which was pretty cool. And then his dancing raisins, illustrating density and buoyancy with raisins and soda. And then his slime making, exploring polymers and non-Newtonian fluids using glue, water, and borax.
Yep.
And the cool thing about these 4 experiments that he did on the show, basically, these experiments are widely popular and educational still to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Absolutely.
We're coming to you live from outside the U.S. Capitol building, where President Trump will address a joint session of Congress in fewer than 24 hours. You may hear construction noise behind us during the show. That's because there is construction going on. There always is in Washington, the richest city in America. We want to thank you for that, for sending your tax dollars here. It's built a pretty nice place. Well, Bill Nye the Science Guy is now aspiring to a new title, Bill Nye the Psychoanalyst Guy. During a Facebook Live event with Senator Bernie Sanders today, the mechanical engineer and TV personality said, skeptics of global warming suffer from the psychological delusion of cognitive dissonance. It's a slight bump up from last year when he was open to the idea of imprisoning skeptics, global warming, as war criminals. Is that the choice? Bellevue or Nuremberg? Bill Nye joins us now. Bill, it's great to see you. That doesn't sound like science to me, Bill Nye the Science Guy. That sounds like something very different.
So cognitive dissonance is not a delusion. It's a feature. It's human nature. So we in the science community are looking for an explanation why climate change deniers or extreme skeptics do not accept the overwhelming scientific evidence for climate change. And the most reasonable explanation is you have a worldview, and then you have evidence, and the evidence disagrees with your worldview, so you deny the evidence. And then along with that, you deny the authorities that are providing the evidence. Now, if you have a better hypothesis for why climate deniers deny the overwhelming scientific evidence, bring it on. It's not a delusion. It's just like the fox and the grapes.
Well,
he can't reach the grapes, so he says the grapes are no good.
Look, it's, you know, people do come to every debate with preconceptions, and you're right about that, of course. But the essence of science is extreme skepticism. We always ought to be asking ourselves, is my hypothesis true?
I'm a member of both skeptic organizations, Mr. Carlson, and this is climate change denial is denial. The evidence is overwhelming. Don't get me wrong. I love you as a person more than life itself, but the evidence for climate change is overwhelming. So we are looking for an explanation of why you guys are having so much trouble with it.
So down, before the name calling begins, and before you try to end the conversation, let's start it by asking what exactly you mean. Now, I think most people are open to the idea that the climate is changing. It has always changed, by the way, as you know.
It's the rate, Mr. Carlson. It's the rate that's such a concern.
The core question, from what I can tell, is why the change? Is it part of the endless cycle of climate change, or is human activity causing it? That seems to be the debate to me, and it seems an open question, not a settled question, to what degree human activity is causing that. Is that not an open question?
It's not an open question. It's a settled question. Human activity is causing climate change.
To what degree?
To a degree that it's a very serious problem in the next few decades.
Wait, stop. Wait, no, you said it's a settled point, and I'm asking a very precise question.
It's a settled point.
Okay, then if you'll elucidate it for me, I'd be grateful. To what degree is climate change caused by human activity? Is 100% of climate change is caused by human activity? Is it 74.3%? It's settled science. Please tell us to what degree human activity is responsible.
So the word degree is a word that you chose, but the speed that climate change is happening is caused by humans. Instead of happening on timescales of millions of years, or let's say 15,000 years, it's happening on the timescale of decades and now years. Now, you know, I offered...
Wait, but hold on. But I mean, to what extent is human activity responsible for speeding that up? I mean, please be more precise.
If that's the number you want. Humans are causing it to happen catastrophically fast.
Okay, so at what rate would it have changed without human activity? And you look annoyed that I'm asking these questions, but they're very basic questions. They're not denial.
So basically, the cycles of climate change, the last ice age we had was tens of thousands of years ago. So bear in mind that in ancient dinosaur days, there was more carbon dioxide. The world was warmer than it is now. There was an inland sea in what is now Wyoming. And I understand you have a member of Congress from Colorado, used to be underwater. And you go to Dinosaur National Mine, you can see it. Okay.
Yes.
But that's...
I took control, went solo, and built my own online knife empire.
Millions of years ago. The problem is
you just said it was tens of thousands.
That was the ice age. The rate.
Okay.
The rate is the problem. Now, here's the thing. Half the people in the world live on sea coasts. As we get the ocean a little bit warmer, the ocean's going to expand, and people live on the sea coast are going to be displaced.
But you're not answering my question.
Yes,
you're describing what will happen if this continues. And I'm asking you a simple question. Hold on. I'm asking you a simple question about the rate of climate change.
So you
said that it would be happening, but that rate has accelerated because of human activity. And I'm asking
you very
simply...
The word accelerated is an understatement. Okay, it's happening extraordinarily
I'm asking you a simple
fast.
question, and because the science is settled, I hope you can answer it in simple terms, which is, without human activity, how long would it have taken for us to reach this level of warmth in our climate?
Just
it's not clear that it would have happened. In other words, humans have changed the climate so drastically that we have almost certainly avoided another ice age. There would have been another ice age, ain't gonna happen because of you and me. So the sooner we get to work on this problem, the problem.
When would it have happened?
When would the next ice age have happened?
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Without human activity, what would the process look? Here's the point that I hope our viewers can understand. I'm not in any way denying that the climate is changing. I'm utterly open to the possibility that the change is caused by man's activity. I'm merely calling into question your claim that all of this is settled, that we know precisely what is happening and why, and that anyone who asks pointed questions about it is a denier and ought to be imprisoned or shouted off the stage.
No, that was your word. That's you guys. That's not my claim, and I really.
Would you like me to read your quote that people who disagree with you ought to potentially go to jail? You said that.
Okay.
And I'm just saying,
I'm not sure that's exactly what I said, Mr. Carlson. We can talk about that shortly, but.
Oh my goodness. Do you really think that humans are changing our weather, our climate?
I think the Earth goes through cycles. I think humans definitely contribute to certain aspects of climate change. For instance, like air pollution and aerosol sprays. Those definitely hurt the atmosphere and the environment. But to say that because of those things, the world is getting hotter or colder, that's a bunch of bullshit. There's
apparently you have to be a time traveler to keep going to 2020 just to keep making the atmosphere go to whack.
Well, there's not enough humans on the Earth to actually cause that big of a trajectory of climate change, in my opinion. Other people,
honestly, this is my opinion. Okay, so I can see where both are coming from on this aspect, but when it comes to climate change, you would have to have a lot of people polluting, working in those big old factories that have those, air ventilations that shoot out that smoke.
Yeah.
From the air. And then you would have to literally dump thousands and thousands and thousands of trash in the ocean. Right. Climate change, and then not only that, for the climate change part, you'd have to literally make it hot and cold in certain areas to the point where the climate changes miraculously in different areas. Where it's cold, it becomes warmer or hotter. Where it's warm or hotter, it becomes colder. It's the fact that I can see where they're saying it's people's fault, but at the same time, I can see where you're coming from on that as well, bro, because of the fact that it's different weather patterns.
Yeah, it just feels like the Earth goes through cycles.
Yeah. So in the aspect, it's 50-50 in a way, because it can't just be the weather cycles, it's the people. So it's both. So when you add both into one, it's both the weather cycle's fault and the people's fault for doing all those things to make weather patterns or climate change, in a way, go into a bad cycle.
Right. Or to change up in whatever way. And you don't, just because we don't cause 100% of it doesn't mean that we don't help create more of it.
Right. Because here's the thing, before you play that video. What Rob just said is absolutely 100% facts. We are not helping the more you basically not recycle or not throw away your trash, the more you litter, the more you
aerosol sprays, homie.
Or the more you basically fly those planes in the sky and release those gases in the air.
The chemtrails.
Yep, that the worse and worse and worse it gets for our climate and our weather.
Yeah.
I agree 100%, man. It's sad. And it sounds like Bill Nye is a big defender of climate change, which that's his personal right and his prerogative, but or his prerogative. But I'm just not a huge climate change believer. I just don't believe that humans cause the 85% of climate change. I just don't believe that. I believe that the earth itself also goes through cycles of warm and hot, or sorry, hot and cold. And sometimes we, like, for instance, man, if a volcano went off and blocked out the sun, guess who's getting an ice age?
We are.
Yeah, the earth is. And that's what are the people gonna do that are preaching global warming right now? They're gonna be completely wrong.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people need to realize. For example, Missouri, also known as Misery.
Yeah.
It's so freaking hot out here.
Yeah. See, Misery or Missouri or Missouri, however Missourians or anybody wants to call Missouri in the Midwest, whatever you want to call it. Being from Kansas City, Missouri area, because I live in Kansas City. Rob, who lives in Missouri, knows this very well. We both can tell you, Missouri is known to have times where it's on its period.
Yeah.
I'm putting in that example because here's the thing about Missouri. When you get in Missouri and you stay here for certain long times and you see it gets so hot during the wintertime, where if it gets so cold during the summertime, Missouri is having a fit. Like if it rains certain times during the summer, or if it's extremely hot, because it never knows when it's wanting to make up its mind.
Nope.
It's bipolar.
It's very bipolar.
Bro, it snowed in May out here before.
Yep.
Yeah. What is the name of that movie where it starts raining and then it starts snowing and they have to go into that library to try to stay warm?
That would be The Day After Tomorrow.
Yes. Doesn't that remind you of that?
No. Not for Missouri. When I mean okay, so I know what you're going with on that, Julie, and it does what the whole climate change thing does kind of go with that. But when we're talking about Missouri, we're talking about a state who basically is a female or somebody who has freaking mental health issues because the state is always on its cycle because it never knows what weather patterns it ever wants to be on.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check out this video real quick. It's Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye talking about the interstellar and the environment.
This is Star Talk. We're back on Star Talk. This is the How Tweet It Is part.
I love how tweeted it is.
I got Bill with me here. We're just looking over tweets I posted and just find out what is Bill's reaction. What was I thinking? Did anybody else react?
A lot of people wondered that.
And
what was he thinking when he tweeted?
Here it is. So here, after I saw the movie Interstellar, I had a whole barrage of tweets.
Yep.
Commenting on them, highlighting the physics of it, this sort of thing. So here's one. Mysteries of Interstellar. Can't imagine a future where escaping Earth via a wormhole is a better plan than just fixing Earth.
Well, this is what made it literally incredible for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I never, as we say in comedy, if you buy the premise, you buy the bit.
Okay.
I didn't buy the premise.
The premise.
I mean, I know people love the Interstellar. I know people that saw it twice.
Wait. You agree that we could have blight on the crops. But my issue was not that there wouldn't be blight, but that why is it easier to launch a spaceship through a wormhole
and go live on a moon of Saturn where balls fall up? I don't want to give it too much away, but it really is an extraordinary, and I think it gets back.
No, they weren't on a moon of Saturn. Saturn was where the wormhole was that got them to another part of the
galaxy. No, but at the end of the movie, where were they?
Oh, yeah, I don't know where they were.
I think it was
amazing. Okay.
And it was troublesome anyway. The physics that we all know were radically changed.
But there is an entire book published alongside the release of the movie called The Physics of Interstellar, written by my colleague, my man. You know who wrote it?
Kip Thorne.
Kip Thorne.
I saw Kip Thorne with Carl
professor
Sagan.
of physics at Caltech, a specialist in cosmology and Einsteinian relativity.
All good.
And he was not only a science advisor, he was also one of the executive producers.
All good.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, okay, I'm just saying.
But I'm not going to fly around for 72 relativistic years with Anne Hathaway's character without a little more something. Okay.
something.
Let me ask you this: why are we driving? The corn is going to sustain all of us through some sort of genetic modification. You get all your nutrition out of corn, vitamin C, selenium, the whole thing.
Except whatever was in the beer that he was drinking on the front steps.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you make beer out of corn.
Why did we drive through the field for 10 minutes and then get the Indian origin drone spacecraft? And nothing was ever. We just dropped.
I don't know.
A loose end, a MacGuffin. Like, what's going on, people?
It
was 3 hours. 3 hours.
My only point of the tweet was
why leave the freaking Earth, people? This is where we make our stand. This is what I say to everybody.
This is the battlefield.
It is.
Battlefield Earth.
This tradition of just moving. You've trashed an area, just move to a different area. Just expand.
It's okay when you're on Earth because it's still Earth.
Yeah, and you can breathe.
Right.
But we're going to reach a point as humankind where just leaving the Earth is not an option. We're going to have to be better stewards of the environment. And dare I say it, Neil?
The Bill Nye has spoken.
Change the world.
As he backs away 3 feet from the mic, not wanting to send the audio levels into the red.
It's a radio trick.
This has been
professionals do this.
This has been How Tweeted Is on Star Talk. Join the conversation on Twitter at Star Talk Radio. I'm your host, Neil deGrasse.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I hate that man.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
I'm not a very big fan of that guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, but that's all right. I thought we'd check out this video. It seemed kind of funny. It says Bill Nye has fucking had it.
I've got an experiment for you. Safety glasses on. By the end of this century, if emissions keep rising, the average temperature on Earth could go up another 4 to 8 degrees. What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire. There are a lot of things we could do to put it out. Are any of them free? No, of course not. Nothing's free, you idiots. Grow the fuck up. You're not children anymore. I didn't mind explaining photosynthesis to you when you were 12, but you're adults now, and this is an actual crisis. Got it? Safety glasses off, motherfuckers.
Bill Nye has had it, bro.
Right. Yeah, I saw that, and I had to send that to you, bro, for that. tonight's episode. Oh my gosh, that cracked me up.
It's a funny one.
Yeah.
Is the biggest fraud of our generation. But like they say, don't meet your heroes. William Sanford Nye is an engineer, not a scientist. He's just an actor, and he hasn't contributed to any scientific research ever. You are just as much a scientist as Bill Nye.
Grow the fuck up.
Bill Nye is the biggest fraud of our generation. But like they say, don't meet your heroes.
So how do you feel about that? Do you think Bill Nye is a fraud? Or because I don't.
I don't think he's a fraud. I think he's misunderstood. A lot of people want to argue with him nowadays, but with us as kids, you know, we loved watching his show, Bill Nye the Science Guy. And the fact that, you know, we saw him lose it in that last video, I think that was just a comedy skit. I could be wrong. I don't know. But thing is, the way people are coming at him nowadays, you're thinking like, is he a fraud? Or what is he misunderstood? Because
it does make you think.
Yeah, because at the same time, I've always been a big fan of Bill Nye the Science Guy back in the day when I was a kid, because he was educational.
Right.
And seeing how people treat him now, it hurts me because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people of our generation, when we were children, loved watching his show.
For sure. Yep. All right, well, I've got a video called The Most Heated Moments from the Bill Nye Debate with Ken Ham. Let's check this out.
I'm open-minded, but I don't see any evidence for an ice age 4,000 years ago. There are pyramids older than 4,000 years ago.
Here. How would you convince them that there were ice ages
actually,
over hundreds
Mr. Ham,
of
that's my
years?
biggest concern.
I tell you my biggest concern, that you're teaching generations of these young people that are just animals, that they came about by natural processes. Aren't you teaching that humans are animals? Are we animals?
Yeah. We're mammals, breathe air. Okay. Isn't that good?
So all life is related,
of course,
right?
There's a few of us.
From your
Seem like lizards.
From your perspective, all life is related?
Certainly.
Even
yes,
plants? We're related to plants?
It's one of the fundamental discoveries in all of life science.
So we're related to plants?
Yes.
So we're related to a banana?
Yes.
Okay. I just want.
What makes you think we're not related to bananas? What evidence do you have that the DNA in bananas, the DNA in E. coli, the DNA in ancient cave bears, what evidence do you have that we're not related to them? Besides, just so we're clear.
Okay. Well, do you have any evidence that, as you know, all life is basically built on DNA, and DNA is an information system and a language system. So do you have any evidence that matter produces a language system and matter produces information? I mean, there are billions, trillions of bits of information in living systems. Can you testify to how information arose by natural processes?
Here we are.
That's it? That's your evidence?
Well, we'll start with the evidence and work backwards. What I think you're asking is the why.
Actually, you're not starting with evidence. You don't believe in God, right?
That aside, here's where we disagree.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: Do you believe life came about by natural processes?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got that belief. So yes. You don't start with evidence; you start with the belief.
No, I claim I started with evidence to reach that belief.
Oh no, but
you let's look at some more of the exhibit.
You start with a belief in naturalism.
Well, you start with the belief in what?
Oh yeah,
what's your belief? What is your belief?
See, I admit my belief. My belief is that God's word is true, and that the history in God's word is true. And see, what we're talking about here, and this is the whole point that we're helping people understand. We all live in the present. We all have the same present evidence. But depending on your assumptions and how you approach your worldview, depends on how you interpret evidence in relation to the past. Because you believe everything happened by natural process, you don't believe the history in the Bible, right? In Genesis.
Well, not literally.
No, I do.
Well,
And see,
obviously.
that's a big difference. So all I want you to do is admit that you have certain beliefs yourself.
My beliefs are based on evidence. I think
Not your belief. How can you prove life arose by natural processes? How do you prove that?
We haven't proven it.
Well, then that's a belief.
Yes, but the explanation that you provide is completely unreasonable to me and unacceptable, and we reject it in science.
Unreasonable by whom?
Well, as soon as you go back in time,
You can't go back in time. We live in the present.
in your worldview, as soon as you produce a miracle, then you're not doing science.
Well, I'm not producing a miracle.
There's no such thing.
What do you mean by science?
So this is the most troubling thing you do, Mr. Hammond. Climate change is the most serious problem facing humankind. And so by trying to convince young people that climate change is not real is very serious, because they're going to have to grow up and deal with it.
Actually, we're saying climate change is real.
The Middle Ice Age was a local phenomenon.
Bill, we're saying climate change is real.
So is it serious?
Climate change? What you have to do then is say, why have they changed? Climates change all the time.
Let me rephrase it for you. Human-caused climate change is very serious.
Well, there's a lot of debate about that. There's a lot of scientists who would disagree with that. In fact, we have PhD scientists on our staff that would disagree with that. We have other PhD scientists.
Your scientists and your staff, as respectful as I can be, are incompetent. They're not good scientists.
Wow.
Bill Nye just told him that his entire staff is
It
incompetent.
sounds like Bill is definitely not a believer.
Bill does not believe in God. No.
Yeah,
Bill,
no, that was an evolutionist versus that's an evolutionist versus a Christian. That's basically science versus Christianity right there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or no, science. That's science versus religion. Basically, it's a typical battle going on every single generation, because you got evolutionists who don't believe in God, who want the scientific facts,
right,
against the beliefs. They believe in facts, not beliefs.
Yeah.
Religion has the beliefs and the faith, and they say the truth. But evolutionists don't go by that because of the fact that they don't see it as a rational explanation.
Yep.
I found a video on Bill Nye's beliefs via Noah's Ark. So we're going to hear what Bill Nye has to say about this.
Oh boy.
Mr. Ham and his followers have this remarkable view of a worldwide flood that somehow influenced everything that we observe in nature. A 500-foot wooden boat, 8 zookeepers for 14,000 individual animals, every land plant in the world underwater for a full year. I ask us all, is that really reasonable? You'll hear a lot about the Grand Canyon, I imagine, also,
He's
which
wrong.
is a
It's 40
remarkable
days
place.
and 40 nights, not
And it has
full year.
fossils. And the fossils in the Grand Canyon are found in layers. There is not a single place in the Grand Canyon where the fossils of one type of animal cross over into the fossils of another. In other words, when there was a big flood on the earth, you would expect drowning animals to swim up to a higher level. Not any one of them did. Not a single one. If you could find evidence of that, my friends, you could change the world. One of the extraordinary claims associated with Mr. Ham's worldview is that this giant boat, very large wooden ship, went aground safely on a mountain in the Middle East, what we now call the Middle East. And so places like Australia are populated then by animals who somehow managed to get from the Middle East all the way to Australia in the last 4,000 years. Now, that to me is an extraordinary claim. We would expect then, somewhere between the Middle East and Australia, we would expect to find evidence of kangaroos. We would expect to find some fossils, some bones. In the last 4,000 years, somebody would have been hopping along there and died along the way, and we'd find them. And furthermore, there's a claim that there was a land bridge that allowed these animals to get from Asia all the way to the continent of Australia, and that land bridge has disappeared in the last 4,000 years. No navigator, no diver, no U.S. Navy submarine. No one's ever detected any evidence of this, let alone any fossils of kangaroos. So your expectation is not met. It doesn't seem to hold up. Another remarkable thing I'd like everybody to consider, inherent in this worldview, is that somehow Noah and his family were able to build a wooden ship that would house 14,000 individuals. There are 7,000 kinds, and there's a boy and a girl for each one of those. So it's about 14,008 people. And these people were unskilled. As far as anybody knows, they had never built a wooden ship before. Furthermore, they had to get all these animals on there, and they had to feed them. And I understand that Mr. Ham has some explanations for that, which I frankly find extraordinary. But this is the premise of the bit. And we can then run a test, a scientific test. People in the early 1900s built an extraordinary large wooden ship, the Wyoming. It was a 6-masted schooner, the largest one ever built. It had a motor on it for winching cables and stuff. But this boat had a great difficulty. It was not as big as the Titanic, but it was a very long ship. It would twist in the sea. It would twist this way, and this way. And in all that twisting, it leaked. It leaked like crazy. The crew could not keep the ship dry. And indeed, it eventually foundered and sank, loss of all 14 hands. So there were 14 crewmen aboard a ship built by very, very skilled shipwrights in New England. These guys were the best in the world at wooden shipbuilding. And they couldn't build a boat as big as the Ark is claimed to have been. Is that reasonable? Is that possible? That the best shipbuilders in the world couldn't do what 8 unskilled people, men and their wives, were able to do. Shipwrights, my ancestors, the Nye family in New England, spent their whole life learning to make ships. I mean, it's very reasonable perhaps to you that Noah had superpowers and was able to build this extraordinary craft with 7 family members. But to me, it's just not reasonable.
So yeah, Bill Nye looks at everything with a very critiquing eye, and it seems to me that he has discounted any effect of God and or the Bible, and he does not welcome it as truth. He thinks it's just stories and myths.
Right.
So yeah, Bill's got some beliefs that not a lot of people probably
totally agree
with. Yeah.
But it was still kind of neat, some of the videos that he did with the kids, the experiments and stuff that he did with us.
Oh yeah, sure. So I have another video here. This one is him destroying climate change conspiracy theories. Let's see this.
Okay.
Well, there'll be upheaval. There'll be a lower quality of life for billions of people around the world.
He's talking about climate change. Question is, who's to blame? Have we been destroying the Earth since the Industrial Revolution? Or is Donald Trump right? Is it just a communist hoax meant to make America less competitive? I want to believe. Global warming first became a political issue in the 1980s. when Ronald Reagan trounced Jimmy Carter and waltzed into the White House. He ripped off the solar panels Carter had installed in the White House roof and cut funding for environmental research and CO2 monitoring. People wondered if global warming was a scare tactic to increase regulations, or maybe a Soviet plot to undermine capitalism. In the decades since, despite the effort of left-wing environmentalists and big government liberals and 97% of the scientific community, climate change truthers still cling to the belief that changes in weather are natural and cyclical. The planet is definitely getting warmer. 8 of the 10 hottest years recorded occurred in the last decade. There are also more hurricanes, droughts, and wildfires. So how do climate change truthers explain this? We combed through online conspiracy forums to find some of the leading theories. And then we went to this guy. Mr. Nye, how do we know you're not in on the global warming conspiracy?
If there were a conspiracy, you'd be talking about 30,000 people at least expected to keep a secret of some sort.
Okay, let's start from the bottom. Hasn't the Earth warmed before?
As I say to everybody, it's not that the world didn't used to be warmer in the ancient dinosaur days. It's not that there didn't used to be more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere when less of it was caught chemically in rocks as carbonates. No, it's the speed at which the world is getting warmer, the rate at which the world is getting warmer that's so troublesome.
Aren't there ways you could raise temperature faster? Like solar activity. Couldn't the sun be emitting more heat? Couldn't our orbit be shifting?
The Earth's orbit does affect through a phenomenon named after an astronomer named Milankovitch cycles. But that's not what we're in right now. Solar cycle is a second thing. The sun spins about every 11 years and it expands and contracts now and then. But that's not the effect we're seeing now. That effect's completely overwhelmed by greenhouse gases that humankind have added to the atmosphere.
Yeah. How could you possibly know the level of these greenhouse gases hundreds of years ago?
The ice cores. When you look at the layers of snow that's 670,000 years, you can see the amount of carbon dioxide. You can see when it increased. It corresponds perfectly with the advent of the steam engine, fossil fuel burning on a global and industrial scale.
Couldn't there be other causes for greenhouse gases like volcanoes?
Volcanoes specifically can be excluded. There's just not enough of them near the equator to cause this. It's just not even close.
What about pigs farting methane gas? Pigs aren't human.
It's a myth that it comes out the other end. That's not quite. That's not the effect. It comes out this end. That's because we have so many people eating so much meat. That's a big effect. Furthermore, the evidence for what's really causing it's overwhelming. So I'm stumped. There isn't enough methane seeping out of the ocean floor of the Gulf of Mexico.
I don't buy it. It's all too politicized. There must be a conspiracy.
Well, the fossil fuel industry works very hard to maintain their status quo. And they've even hired the fossil fuel industry, even hired some of the very same people, actual people from the cigarette days. And this has been a real problem. The New York Times uncovered documents from Exxon, before it was ExxonMobil, showing that scientists at Exxon had discovered climate change caused by their products. And they encouraged their bosses to get into a different business. And instead, the bosses dismissed those people. And there's some question as to whether or not that was illegal. That's documented.
So let me get this straight. So the fossil fuel industry is spending countless millions to fund a corporatocratic machine that deceives the American public so that tycoons can get rich off the destruction of the earth? Say no more, Bill. I think we found our conspiracy. Wake up, sheeple.
Alrighty.
So, climate change isn't being pushed because oil companies refuse to allow people to believe in climate change so that they can keep pumping fossil fuels and creating more pollution.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I lost brain cells listening to that.
How many brain cells are we losing a day?
Well, if you're crude, you're losing quite a few.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with so I just lost a lot of brain cells for that alone. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I don't know who to listen to, Bill Nye or the conspiracy theorists.
I don't know, man.
I don't either. I mean, because it's hard to really tell. I mean, that just opened a can of worms.
Yeah, it's basically getting you think on it, and I don't want to think on it.
Well, you're gonna think about it some more.
Oh goodness.
Hello, freak bitches. Well, I mean, it is interesting to hear people's take on the climate issue because there's hard left and hard right. Hard right is it's a cycle; it's always happened this way, and you're impeding business. Hard left is we're all going to die, and then Miami's going to drown. I mean, and Al Gore had already predicted in that movie, An Inconvenient Truth, that we were going to be covered in water in 2014, right? Wasn't it 2014 they were predicting that the ocean levels were going to rise to the point where we're going to have to start evacuating some of the coastal cities?
That's right. He missed that one just by a little bit.
He missed that one by a lot.
But he came out with another movie. 12 people saw that.
More Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah.
More
And,
Inconvenient
nobody has watched it, I don't think. But
did you see Bill Nye when he was on Tucker Carlson's show?
No.
It was very interesting.
Really?
It was very interesting because Bill Nye, who's not really a scientist.
No. What is he? He's an engineer.
He's an engineer.
Engineer, that's right. Yeah.
Which is,
still gotta be smart.
Based, you have to be smart. But he calls himself Bill Nye, the science guy. He's by the way, he has an undergrad degree. It's not even doesn't even have a PhD.
Hey, I got one
MD.
of those.
Yeah. And they were talking about climate change, and Tucker Carlson said, "I'm willing to absolutely believe that people have an impact on climate change." He goes, "But can you tell me how much?" And then Bill Nye kind of got flustered, and he got like a little confrontational, a little defensive. It was really kind of interesting because Tucker kept pestering on him. Like, we're talking about science, so I would like you to tell me how much of an impact have people had? What are the numbers?
Is it a narrow range? Can you give me a narrow range?
Yeah, it's just what he does is he publicizes science for his own personal benefit.
Right.
He has that terrible show on Netflix, Bill Nye Saves the World. Bitch, you're not saving shit. Okay? You can't call your show Bill Nye Saves the fucking world. You're not saving the world with this crazy goddamn song about gender.
And he has,
oh
my God, yeah.
Did you see that
That
thing?
was stunning. Yeah.
What in the who the fuck greenlit that?
Yeah.
Like, I love Netflix, but hey, a little quality control is not a bad thing. Let's have somebody on set to go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dude, Joe just ripped Bill Nye a new one.
Right.
So some people like Bill Nye and some people do not. Some people absolutely do not like
I
it.
mean, growing up, I liked the stuff that he experimented with the kids, like the tornado in a bottle thing, or some of the other little experiments. But with the way he's talking nowadays, I'm just like, oh my golly. Definitely not what I believe.
Right.
I mean, he might have been a good influence on kids with some of the experiments, but for nowadays, I just don't know.
Yeah, I can't I don't know whether or not if I like this new version of Bill Nye now.
Me neither.
Like, don't get
I'm
me wrong, my
sorry.
childhood will always hold him to my heart because of the fact that he gave me enjoyable episodes on PBS as a kid to watch science. But nowadays, hearing how he is and seeing how he is, I'm like, I have him on a scale and I can't decide.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, he's always going to be Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill. That's always going to be him. So I can't hate on Bill. I can't hate on Bill. He's got his own beliefs.
Yeah.
We're all allowed to have our own beliefs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we can't bash somebody for their beliefs
Nope.
and
We're
stuff. It's
continuing to
just
follow the
different.
desperate search in Texas. Last hour, officials said at least 119 people have died and even more remain missing. In New Mexico, residents experienced similar panic during record-breaking, that's what they called it, floodwaters. That was yesterday. A river surged from less than 2 feet to more than 20 in less than an hour.
Oh my God.
At least 3 people were killed. Nearly 100 people were rescued.
A really big flood just came, like a wall of flood. It came and it started going through, and that's when I started recording because it got so wild so quickly.
The whole house is gone.
In central North Carolina, another, quote, once in a 100-year flood. In Chicago, a, quote, 1 in 1,000-year rain event. That's all just this week. Joining me now to try to make sense of this and more is Bill Nye, the science guy. Thanks for being here.
It's good to be here. I'm sorry. I really am sorry for all the trouble.
It's terrible. And so just that last part of what we were describing, you keep hearing once in a lifetime, once in 100 years, once in 1,000 years. At this point, it's not anymore. It's just where we are with the climate and the environment.
Oh, that's, as we like to say, our side of it, the science side of it. This is exactly what was predicted. It's very difficult to tie any one weather event to climate change. However, the warm weather events are actually easier to tie to climate change. And so the other problem that happened in the hill country in Texas is this business of the Balcony escarpment, where the air mass got lifted. So it spread out and the rain came down even faster. But it'll happen again, to your point. And everybody's talked about this for years. And the technologies for warning systems exist. You know, when people have tidal or tsunami events, these sort of warning systems can be put up. But you got to get to higher ground very quickly. And the point that I believe was being made in the moment in the video a moment ago was the mass of the water. A 20-foot high mass of water in a half hour is you can't just float your way out of it.
Yeah.
It knocks everything over. Everybody knows you pick up a bucket of water, you know how heavy it is. And you get a lot of water going that fast. So what are we going to do about it is the ancient question, and it would be to stop burning fossil fuels. When you're in a hole, stop digging and so on. But the fossil fuel industry has been very successful in getting organizations like the U.S. Congress to think that it's really not happening.
Well, and the first 6 months of the Trump administration, we've seen an end to some of the federal efforts on not just fossil fuel, but other efforts that had been in place.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Right.
Science rules.
I mean, I'm still at the end of it. I'm still at the, edge of whether or not if I should try the new Bill Nye now.
Hi, friends. LG here. You want to talk about selection? We got it all here. You want something green? Take a look at this. Huh? This baby's nicer than my own lawn at home. And it is loaded. It's been completely reseeded. It's filled with chlorophyll. And there are no moles, no mushrooms, no dandelions. This baby is ready to mow. Huh? How about this? This is nicer than my own lawn at home. And you wouldn't do this on a Beamer. Hey, friends, come on down and see me today.
Plants have found ways to live all over the earth, even where you least expect it.
Oh, the car's covered with grass. Let's go. Plants, you ready? Yeah.
Lights are everywhere. It's a grass-covered vehicle.
That's funny. That was funny.
That one was.
Yeah, Bill had so many cool episodes back in the day. The car covered in grass was one of my favorites.
Right,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
It was.
Now I have a lost Bill Nye clip that got removed and never aired on the Bill Nye show.
Oh,
okay.
It's good to be home. I'm kidding. We're at the zoo. Now, zoos are very important when we think about biodiversity because in the world there are perhaps 30 million species. And that's not just animals, that includes plants and microorganisms too. But many of them are in danger of becoming extinct because the living and non-living parts of their ecosystems are being removed or destroyed, mostly by the actions of humans. So, as sort of an act of desperation, zoos are breeding endangered species to keep them from becoming extinct. And that's good. That's fine. But nature's complicated. So the best way to preserve any species is to preserve its ecosystem, for crying out loud. I mean, there's a lot of diversity to biodiversity. Well, I think I'm going to go hang out with the gibbons from Borneo. You know, they've got 5 fingers, just like we do.
Sad that some of those episodes were either never released or some of those scenes just didn't make the cut because I thoroughly enjoy Bill Nye as a child.
Oh yeah, same here. But sad thing is though, you gotta think around the time periods in the 90s, they were on a budget. So cutting certain scenes or episodes out because of budget makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
And they didn't have the technology that we have nowadays to, make sure nothing gets left out.
Yeah. Hey, can you find the one where he shows the kid about electricity?
What?
Where he shows the kid about electricity? I think I sent you that one too.
I see one on static electricity, but that's
that's it.
It's 22 minutes long. We can't play that.
Oh, I didn't realize that one was that long. Sorry.
No, you're good.
As much as we would like to watch a full episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy, Jelani,
I wish we could.
But because of copyright issues, we can't.
Yeah. Because even the music is copyrighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, as sad as that is.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to just about wrap up our episode tonight for Bill Nye the Science Guy. But, guys, as always, this was kind of a short episode because, my camera just went out of focus.
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
Bro, that's paranormal, man. It shouldn't be happening. My
Yeah.
camera never goes out of focus.
Well, you want to hear something weird? Since you're
What?
talking about paranormal, I don't know what it is, but I noticed it a minute ago.
Oh, my camera came back in focus.
There's an image behind you on the wall that looks like an eye and a nose and a mouth
Yeah,
sitting on your couch. I'm not kidding. I see it clear as day.
that's crazy.
It is. And it even looks like eyebrows.
That is weird.
Do you see it, Chris?
Yeah. I had to
You
adjust my
do?
glasses to see it, but yeah. But
That's
it's
weird.
actually not a picture. It's Apollo Julie that you see.
Yeah, I know, but it makes it look like it's a face, doesn't it?
Right.
It does. It's weird.
It is very weird looking.
Sometimes that's just how life be.
Mm-hmm.
It's called pareidolia, where you see faces in things where you shouldn't see faces. Now, Crew,
Yeah.
how about you tell the people what's on screen?
Okay, so this is our merch. The Robert Crusoe merch. We got some new ones. We got the Crewinator shirt. We got our Crew Alien series shirts. We got
Brazilian politician.
our politician one. We also got our what, Rob?
Oh, we have our original logo. We have so we have the politician. We have the Crew Alien line. We have the Bigfoot from outer space. We have Bigfoot and Yeti playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
then
people in the chat need to be more respectful, please.
we have the Robert and Crew show art through the ages. And we also have the season 7 logo.
Yep, and we're also coming out with a flat Earth one.
Yeah, there will be a flat Earth T-shirt that comes out.
For the record, whoever said that, we have had people buy our merch. So if you don't like our stuff, you don't have to like it. But we do this just for y'all.
Yeah, no, and we're not pushing it. Like, of course, we would like to sell merch, but it's not a must. It's just something we do on the side.
Yeah.
And please refrain from using the R word.
The R word. Well, it's all right. This dude want to come up here so that I got retard fine shite. Well, you know what, bro? I think he doesn't know how to spell, so he might.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Kind of,
It might be a kid for all we know.
Yeah, it probably is one of those GTA online players or Fortnite online players who rage quits.
Bro don't know me tech. Bro don't know new tech. Okay, whatever you talking about. I don't know who you are, what you doing. You come on here to talk shit. I mean, that's fine. Give us some of your best insults. Let's go. Come on, brother. Let's go. Shoot them off. It's your time. Fire them off. Let's go. It's the end of the show.
Okay. This is probably a kid, right?
I want to hear
probably a kid who trolls people on the internet. And which one are they using?
Oh, they're on Kick.
Yeah, it's Kick. So yeah,
come on,
the daily Kick troll of the night. We got our daily Kick troll of the night. Welcome to the Robert and Crew Show, troll.
ID tag that hole on the top right. Whatever that means. The Robert and Crew Show is what's at the top right.
Mm-hmm.
That is our logo, bro.
Yep, that is our cryptid series logo of season 7 because we are on season 7.
Merch with it on it. We got plenty of merch with that logo on it. You could rock a
yeah.
Robert and Cruz shirt for us. Walk around, spread some more of the love.
Uh-huh.
Means give her good loving. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro. I think you need to go give yourself some good loving. I think you need to go. I think you need to go sit on the
kid
couch
needs a
and
McLovin.
rethink your life. Just
This
rethink your
kid
life.
needs a McLovin. Think about it, McLovin.
He's just sad because the only way that he gets any, or he or she or whoever they are gets any pleasure in this world is by getting on people's streams and insulting people or saying things and hiding behind the internet. So the funny thing about it is they won't come out even with their real name. This is Derps Uwu. Derps Uwu. Oh, Derps. I mean, come on.
You know what's weird? You know what's
Come on,
funny?
Derps. You can do
Uwu. You know what's funny? The fact that they have Uwu in their username.
Uwu.
Yeah, it's probably one of those young girls who say Uwu.
That or a boy who
24/7.
enjoys way too much anime, right?
Oh yeah, they probably love the anime stuff.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love anime.
is
I
cool,
love
but
anime,
when you
but I'm
put all
not.
that stuff in there like that and try to act or try to have that in your name like that. I mean, either you're a schoolgirl or you're a boy that watches way too much anime and you think it's funny. I mean, and that's fine. You do you. I'm not going to hate on you for anime, but I mean, come on. Anime is for actual losers. Okay. That's fine too.
Okay.
Like neckbeards, motherfuckers. Okay.
Okay. First off.
You just mad 'cause
anime.
you grow a beard, bro. I don't know who that is, but I like my beard.
Anime. You want to say is for losers? Well, talk to thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the world who love anime.
We smell like dog piss, apparently, crew. They can smell us through the TV screen, through their computer.
Yeah, it's a troll, and they're about
You know, doesn't anime originate
Hope I'm
from
just reeking up
Japan
your room, bro. I hope
China?
that dog piss smell just doesn't leave your fucking nostrils. I hope I ruin your fucking night. Don't you just love it when the trolls come out and you gotta feed them that food?
Oh yeah. But hey, doesn't anime come from China or
All
Japan?
of them are overweight.
Japan, Julie.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm totally cool with being overweight. It just means I eat good, man. It just means I eat good, and I'm gonna die happy.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, Julie, it's not China, it's Japan, where anime comes from.
That's what I was thinking.
Thing is, though, I don't care what this troll has to say because they're just wanting
touching of
attention.
grass is what they have to say. The touching of grass is what they don't do. They're too busy.
Oh yeah, you know, we have a saying. We have a saying for the people who are always on the internet who don't have a life, who wants to troll people 24/7. You just contradicted yourself, dude or chick. You want to say we don't touch grass? Guess what? We touch grass. You're the one that wants to troll us. Do you touch grass? Can you answer that?
I touch grass.
Oh, I know you both. I know you both do. I touch grass, but does this troll on here touch grass?
I make a point to go outside every day, right, and sun my butthole while I'm touching the grass. That's what I have to do.
You know what we should do? We should all three make a video of us touching grass. Post then air it here on the stream just so that way people know we touch grass, because apparently trolls don't know what touch grass means. They actually have to leave their computer, leave their keyboard warrior syndrome, and go outside and touch freaking field of grass.
Yeah. Now I might be able to touch it once tomorrow.
They
but it's
don't,
gonna be
unfortunately.
100.
They don't, unfortunately. So therefore, I proved my point.
Yeah.
Don't make
'Cause,
Shouty
hey.
laugh too much. She might have a stroke. Bro, you're gonna make me have a stroke.
I always make people have a stroke with my freaking
Yeah.
sarcasm.
It's gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be going out for long, but I will be going out in the morning.
So you are gonna go touch grass and sweat while you're doing it, Julie. Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So therefore, this kid, because I'm calling this person a kid, because obviously it is a kid.
Well, they're acting like a child.
Yeah, they are.
Does not unfortunately touch grass. So therefore, they
Derp
rather
thinks
be
you're
a
beautiful,
keyboard warrior.
Julie. Derp says you're super fine. You're so fine. So he just
You
got
got yourself in by her, Julie.
He's just got a secret crush on Julie, okay? That's why he's being mean to you, or she's being mean to you because she has a crush on you, or they have a crush on you. And that's
Probably
fine,
so.
Derbs. I'm glad you finally came to terms with why you're being so mean to everybody on the stream. Because you
Yeah.
got a crush for Julie. That's okay.
I mean, I feel that you don't want to go outside and touch grass because you're lazy and you just would rather make people's lives miserable on the internet when
He's
in
talking about how
reality you're
we're
miserable.
overweight, which means they're probably overweight. Because the first thing that people go to when they're upset about something is they insult you by using a insult that they actually get hurt by when somebody says it to them. So
Now they're being sexual on.
Well, see that's inappropriate. And now that's your second one. You get one more and then you're out, bro. So that's just how it is.
Yeah. They need to go out and touch some grass.
It's so sad. It's so sad when trolls revert to saying disturbing things to try to get attention.
Unless
But, I mean,
they're
we
in
are talking to them,
Africa.
so it's
There's
technically
not a lot of grass in Africa. It's probably more like dirt.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Rain down in Africa. All right,
I
bro.
love that.
That's the shit I don't like. You quoting Chief Keef?
Yep. All right. Yep. Third
He's
strike.
quoting Keef.
Third strike.
Keef, yeah, you go on, buddy. Goodbye, derpies, derps, derpa herps, herpa derps. Derps got the herps. I'll see you later, Mr. Herpy Derby.
Oh, golly.
Hey, derpy herps. Derpy, derpy, derp, derps.
Yeah. You want to keep striking because you're
Goodbye, derpies. And derpies is gone.
Yeah.
Derpies has been banned from the chat.
Yeah,
You know
no,
who,
we do not allow
who
that.
hasn't been
Okay,
on?
so we do not. So for those who just learned, we do not allow those kind of comments in our comment section. We do not allow what this kid was doing tonight. So please, instead of reviewing, refrain from those kind of things.
Look, this is how I feel. If you want to come on my show and insult me, that's perfectly fine, but let's refrain from using racial slurs or sexualized remarks towards any of the crew members. If you want to come on and talk shit, that's perfectly fine. You can talk as much shit as you want, directed at whoever you want. That's fine.
And also refrain from using the go off yourself topic. That's highly very illegal and can get you in legal trouble.
Oh yeah.
Were you moderating?
Was I moderating?
So somebody moderated our stream and kicked one of their comments off.
I didn't.
No.
So somebody is actually monitoring our stream right now and kick because he did actually write a comment, "Go unalive yourself," and his comment was immediately deleted.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever is a moderator of the, probably the kick moderators.
Yeah.
Most likely. I was gonna say we missed having Elmster on tonight.
Yeah, Elmster was probably didn't realize we were on. So guys, we for the past 2 days we haven't been on, and partially my fault for the past 2 days, but my son was struggling and he couldn't sleep all night, and it's hard to podcast when a kid can't sleep. So I was not able to podcast, unfortunately. But my kid is sleeping once again, so I should be able to podcast now, continuing for the rest of the month, hopefully. As always, we're going to be on here answering your guys' questions from about 1:30 till about 2 a.m. in the morning. We're always here to talk. We're always down to hear whatever you guys have to say regarding whatever topics we're discussing. Tonight we went over Bill Nye the Science Guy. We all know him. We were kids when we all met him. He had that show, that catchy theme song, Bill Nye the Science
Guy.
Yeah, so if you're gonna troll us, keep it a little bit friendly. But I have no problem with you talking shit in the chat. Just do not aim your shit directly pointed at somebody in a sexualized manner or in anything that revolves saying racial slurs or anything against somebody or who they are, hence saying something like go unalive yourselves. Yeah, you all might think it's funny because you're hiding behind a keyboard screen, but quite honestly, it's disgusting when people do that. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not funny. It's nothing, and it just goes to show you how much of a horrible person you actually are to tell tell somebody to go do that to themselves or wish death upon somebody else. So I'm glad we got Herpy Derps out of here. Herpy Derps had to go. He had to go.
Yeah.
Bye, Herpy Derps.
Yeah, for sure.
So tomorrow we're actually going to be going over Tartaria. Are you guys ready for that?
Oh yeah, it's always very interesting. Very interesting topic.
Our third part of the our Tartarian Empire little series we started.
Yeah, so we've been going over different rabbit holes, and one of our favorite ones to go through is Tartaria and the world of old architecture and free energy and possibly Tesla coils and things like that. It seems like every day that I'm scrolling through TikTok, I'm hitting something new about Tartaria every single day.
Yes. And it's fascinating.
Oh, it's extremely fascinating.
Oh, it's so fascinating. All the different buildings that you never even think about until you see those videos and you're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, crew, last season, what was your favorite episode we did?
My favorite episode last season. Man, there were so many good ones. I think last season I liked when we did oh man. Oh shoot. Okay.
He can't decide.
It's you know what? I'm gonna be that guy and say Skynet Part 2.
Skynet Part 2? That was your favorite one?
Yeah, because I would have said Part 1, but one problem, we didn't do that episode very long, so I'm going to go with Skynet Part 2 because the fact of, I'm crewing Nada.
Skynet Part 1 was the episode that I had that I basically did have a stroke and freaking panic attack and had to get off. No, I totally understand, man. Skynet is a cool series that we're going over and that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Julie, what was your favorite episode from last season?
Oh, boy, there's so many. But I enjoyed The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead episode?
Walking Dead
Yeah.
Part 1. Yeah, that was a good one.
That came to mind.
Oh, and we also had the Conspiracies of Walt and Disney.
Yes,
Yes.
the conspiracies
That was a good one as well.
of Walt and Mickey.
Yeah, Walt and Mickey, yeah. But we've had a lot of good episodes last season. It really is hard to choose from, but I went ahead and just said Skynet Part 2 because of the fact that one, we did up and got a Crewinator shirt. Thanks to me, because I'm the Crewinator.
Of course.
And we got your new alien line. Your new alien line.
I'm gonna get that shirt eventually, so you'll see me rock that shirt.
The Crewinator.
Mm-hmm. But right now I'm Crew Nye, so
yeah.
And yeah, this is the new thing I'm gonna do each certain episodes of certain seasons when we're on a specific topic. I'm gonna go with crew and then whatever title to go alongside it.
Yep.
For the episode. Oh, we got a breaking news, people.
You know what keeps me going out here? A cold Dr. Pepper and a great podcast like the Robert and Crew Show.
Thank you, Bigfoot.
Yes,
taking
thank you,
it out
Bigfoot.
for us, sticking it out ever since we did those Sasquatch suds.
Yeah.
Bigfoot enjoys Dr. Pepper.
Oh, definitely.
Sadly, Sasquatch Suds did go out of business, so now Bigfoot decided to, talk about drinking Dr. Pepper while watching our show. So, thank you, Bigfoot.
Yep.
Yeah, we were the only ones buying the Sasquatch suds, so Sasquatch suds didn't make it very long.
No.
Yeah, we bought all the Sasquatch suds, and Sasquatch was like, oh well, since I'm out of business, I might as well do a commercial.
Yeah. Crew had to pay Sasquatch $19.99 for that commercial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it well worth it, Crew?
Yeah, it was. It was more along lines of $15.99, not $19.99.
But was it worth it?
It was worth it because he's supporting Dr. Pepper, which you never see us without Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Even though we're not really sponsored by Dr. Pepper, but everyone on the podcast drinks Dr. Pepper.
We would love to be sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, if you hear this, sponsor us.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Please sponsor us. But yeah, no, we love doing this for y'all daily when we can. If we can't, we'll let you know on the page. But yeah, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We got Twitch, we got TikTok you can watch us on, of different episodes of clips from different episodes. We got we do have a Twitter, but unfortunately that's not going anywhere.
And in Facebook.
We do got a bunch of Facebook pages. We got a Facebook page for our reels, which we're going to be adding more reels to here soon, and also for our merch, ideas for different episodes for certain seasons, that you want us to do. We also got we had a private page, but we're not using that anymore. And we got a public page on Facebook, which has all the episodes from season 1 to now. You want to add anything else, guys?
Well, I wanted to show this clip real quick and see what the audience feels about it. This is a clip that's been making the rounds on TikTok lately, and I know you guys know about it, but let's talk about this real quick.
Do you believe in time travel? Why do I ask? Because there is a viral video on this app where an individual is discussing the fact of a gentleman that time travels back to the year 2020. The reason why he's heading back to 2020, he wants to fix problems, but the problem is they're unfixable. Take a look at this.
Well, I just watched a
Listen
video
to
of
this.
that girl saying that everything's been so crazy because there's a time traveler who keeps going back to 2020 to try
Right.
to fix things, make shit right, but he keeps fucking it up.
Oh.
Listen, I know y'all think I believe everything, but here's why I believe that. Because y'all don't remember this time last year, maybe a year and a half ago, that time traveler that was caught at the Airbnb in that shed
This guy.
on that guy with the Airbnb host ring camera, bro. Whatever you believe, okay? He went in, he was in his 20s, he came out, he was in his 50s, 60s.
At the time, that video went super viral. The guy went in his 20s and came out looking like that. So once again, that's how he entered the Airbnb. And after his time travels back to the year 2020, that's what he looked like. So people have claimed that because he's gone back and forth multiple times trying to fix things in 2020, he's not helping because they're unfixable. And that's the reason why for all these crazy weather events and even tsunamis and earthquakes we've been having all across our country. And not to mention the worldwide events as well. But I'm unsure still that someone that can travel back in time, allegedly, would be the reason for all of the things that we are seeing right now. Let me know your thoughts on, do you believe in time travel, time travelers, and do they have an effect on what we're seeing?
So how do you guys feel about that?
Honestly, it's hard to say because here's the thing. We've had a lot of time travel conspiracies, but at the same time, if you haven't seen our, time travel versus the multiverse theory, go watch it.
Yeah.
Because
How do you
we
feel
did.
about it, Julie?
What?
How do you feel about it, Julie?
Well, I don't know. It just seeing somebody going in there and then coming back out at a different age, it's just different. I mean, seeing that on video, I mean, could somebody jinx the video or edit it? Or is it real?
Hard to say. Hard to say.
Well, anyways, guys, that's going to be the show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, subscribe. Come check us out on the Facebook page, The Robert and Crew Show. Come check us out on the YouTube, The Robert and Crew Show. And come check us out on Twitch and Kick at The Robert and Crew Show. That's all for tonight. Much love from The Robert and Crew Show. Talk to y'all later. Peace and love.
Can you believe Season 7 just keeps getting wilder? Thanks for tuning in, podcast pals. From ghost stories to headline news and epic Euro travel, we've covered it all, plus a side of laughs. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe and join us next time for more news, thrills, and adventures. See you soon.